My name is Corey Arecco, and this is the next in my series of videos on misidentified photographs. Another alleged Billy the Kid photograph that may or may not make news in the near future supposedly shows the kid and others in Silver City near a hydraulic mining operation. The item was purchased in an antique store in Canada, is of unknown origin, and has no photographer's marks, paperwork, or any other documentation. It's being pushed as authentic in a documentary produced by Brushy Bill conspiracy theorist Dan Edwards and narrated by Emilio Estevez. The claim is that the young man in the photo is Billy the Kid, while the woman is Silver City resident Margaret Keys Miller. Going on the assumption that it is in fact Miller in the photo, and the fact that Miller is from Canada, Edwards declares providence established by the simple fact that the photo was found in Canada. Obviously an absurd deduction. But at this point in the documentary, they move on from provenance, declaring it established. Next, they move on to identifying the subjects. For this, Edwards turns to New York Police Department facial recognition detective Michael Furia. To identify the unknown woman as Miller, Furia compared the image to two known photos of Miller and a third photo that Edwards gave him that he believed could be Miller, a photo that has been often misidentified as Billy the Kid's mother, Catherine Antrim. The problem is, this photo was exposed as a fraud years ago and has no connection to Silver City. It was originally identified as Catherine Antrim in the late 1930s by author Eugene Cunningham, who told collector Noah Rose it was her in order to obtain another photo from Rose. Cunningham later admitted he lied and had no idea who the woman was. After comparing the photos, Furia declared a match between the unknown woman and the photos of Miller and the debunked Catherine Antrim. So we're supposed to believe that a photo that Cunningham years ago lied about and said was Billy the Kid's mother, even though it had no connection to Silver City, just also happens to be a woman that Billy the Kid actually knew. Moving on to Billy, things become even more comical. Edwards gives Furia not only the one authenticated photograph of Billy the Kid to compare the unknown image to, but also photos of Brushy Bill Roberts and a photo of a Rough Rider that Edwards thinks is Roberts but isn't. The purpose of this video is not to get into all of the Brushy Bill nonsense, but for those unfamiliar with his claim that he was Billy the Kid, I'll give you this. We have over 30 documented witnesses who saw Billy's body the night he was killed. This ranges from statements starting in 1881 through the next 5 decades, and during all of that time, not a single person who was in Fort Sumner that night ever claimed it was anyone other than Billy who was killed. Billy the Kid was killed by Pat Garrett in 1881. He was not Brushy Bill Roberts. Brushy Bill Roberts also falsely claimed to be a member of the Rough Riders during the Spanish-American War. And Edwards puts in this photo of a Rough Rider who he thinks looks like Roberts to prove the claim. We don't need to get into Brushy's claim that he was a member of the Rough Riders, because in this case, Edwards chose a photo where we have identification of the man in the photo. This is William D. Wood of Bland, New Mexico, who was part of the Bronco Busters in the Rough Riders. Here is another photo of Wood for comparison. So New York Police Department facial recognition detective Michael Furia, who claims 99.9% certainty when identifying subjects, compared the unknown young man to Billy Bonney, Brushy Bill Roberts, and William Wood, and concluded he was all 3 people. Here's to hoping this photograph doesn't spread like so many other misidentified photographs. If you're interested in learning any more about this photograph, or any of the other photographs I've been covering in my videos, I'll have a few articles about misidentified photographs coming out in various Western publications in the near future. My name is Corey Arecco. I'm the author of articles, the 3 books shown here, and my next book, The Colfax County War, Violence and Corruption in Territorial New Mexico, will be published by the University of North Texas Press in 2024.